Chris started describing the history, and we just felt the presence of God. We moved up past God's Acre to like the very top of it where that lamb crest was, and we had a moment. On our way up there, we saw a man, and like I know he confirmed it with me, and I looked at him like there's something like special about that guy over there.
I just have to tell you, one of the things I was praying into coming all the way into Herrnhut is that Jesus himself would come physically and meet us.
I just want you to know that there was a moment I looked over him and then I said, dude, are we in the presence of God right now? Like, and I couldn't just like...
Because that was like a physical, literal prayer, like all the way going up to this. I mean, it was like on my face going, God, come and touch us physically. Like in the body.
His opening statements to us, we said, what brought you here? And his opening statement was, this is a portal. And he goes, well, it's like Jacob's ladder. And he goes, angels regularly come down. And he started naming the name. He goes, I've encountered hundreds, if not thousands of angels here. And he started naming them, like purpose, time, reason, season. Are there any I'm missing? There were more that he named. And he started giving testimony of how time at one point was punching him in his stomach.
What was he saying? What was he saying?
You're running out of time. You're running out of time. The church is running out of time. And he was like, the time is now. Now's the time for the church to arise. And it was...
What else did he talk about with the wineskin?
Can
you talk about the new wineskins?
The new wineskins.
And then he would make a point, and then boom, lightning would strike, and then thunder. And then as he got more excited, it grew closer.
Yeah.
And then right when he made his final kind of like big point out of his excitement, we heard, he's seen it. It was like in the field right next to us.
It was in that plowed field right next to the deal. That's where the lightning struck.
It shook all of our chests. And he goes, okay, come on, I'm going to show you your grace. From the moment we met him, the moment he started talking, I mean, you got to realize as well, you're talking about when the man was speaking, the heavens were confirming his words. Like,
how were they doing that?
By lightning and thunder. Literally lightning and thunder would strike as he would finish his statements. It was like the Lord was setting a confirmation on his statements. There was things that he would confirm in me, and then he'd look at me, and literally like 2 seconds later you'd see a flash, and the thunder was immediately following. So I was always taught when lightning flashes you can count 1, 1,000, 2, and that's how long. It was almost instantaneously because it was so close, and then it only got closer and closer, and by the final one he was wrapping up his story, and it was like boom, and that was the one that everybody reported like their house shook and they had never felt like that.
That was the final one. Then he walked you to your grave, bro.
And he goes, come on, let's go, I'm taking you to your grave.
That was the very next thing. Yeah.
And then we went to go find Joshua's grave.
Where we're at, what are we reading?
We're at Job 37, and we're going to read verse 1 through 5. At this also my heart trembles and leaps from its place. Hear attentively the thunder of his voice and the rumbling that comes from his mouth. He sends it forth under the whole heaven, his lightning to the end of the earth. After it a voice roars, he thunders with his majestic voice. He does not restrain them when his voice is heard. God thunders marvelously with his voice. He does great things which we cannot comprehend. Dang. Why does that like explain our experience that we had? Like totally. It wasn't in our group. Well, we had a smaller group.